Hey guys, so it's time to compare here the Sony Xperia X performance up against the Galaxy S7, which the X performance was just announced today by Sony, and I think it's the highest end phone it is announcing for Mobile World Congress. So this is the obvious choice here to compare against the Samsung flagship. First things first, we can see that the X performance is actually coming in at a smaller form factor here, 5 inches versus 5.1 inches. However, the actual dimensions of the X performance seems to be a little bit more heavy in terms of the grams, 165 grams here versus 152 grams. The thinness of the device seems to be there though compared to the Samsung, which is probably a bit thicker to accommodate a much bigger battery. Both of them coming with 32 gigs internal storage, but this one has a 64 gig capability here, which is nice. 23 megapixel camera here, same as the Xperia Z series versus 12 megapixels. So Sony sticking with the high megapixel count, which may be good for very detailed shots, but I think for the low light, the 12 megapixel with the bigger pixels could be a little bit more superior here. The other major issue here with both of them is the difference in the display kind of density. We're still having 441 ppi here on the Xperia X performance versus 577. Now, you know, a lot of people don't really care about 2K display and want better battery life, so they're not going to be too fussed there. But people who, you know, want cutting edge may bulk at the fact of getting a full HD display for a flagship phone. So we do have slightly different in terms of the processor. I think in some markets you're going to be getting the Exynos 8890 Octa, I think, in Europe, versus the Snapdragon 820, which are very nice high-end specifications for the processing, which is good. There is a difference when it comes to the batteries though. We do get slightly less here, 2700 mAh versus 3000. Whether or not, you know, the battery will be better anyway because of the full HD and 5 inches, it remains to be seen. I definitely think that the S7 will have a much better battery life than the Galaxy S6, so that is, you know, very good there. Strangely enough, the S6 the other day said that it was coming with Gorilla Glass 5, but now it says unspecified, so we're not 100% sure there, but we're getting the similar scratch resistant glass that Sony employs in its high-end smartphones with the Triluminous and X-Reality engine technology as well, which has been migrated across. Massive 13 megapixel selfie cam, which is very nice compared to the 5 megapixel Samsung is sticking with, but Samsung does have the 1.7 aperture for low light performance. I think we're getting obviously full waterproofing on the Samsung handset. I can't actually see here if we're getting the full waterproofing on the new Sony. In fact, yes, we are. IP68 here, dustproof and water resistant, so that's nice that that's been migrated across. Obviously, there's been a massive change in regards to the actual build quality. Sony's abandoned the glass for more metallic design here, whereas Samsung is sticking with the glass kind of design that we've seen on the Galaxy S6. So maybe the Sony will be a little bit more durable, you know, that does remain to be seen. The Sony is also launching with Android 6.0.1, a little bit more up to date than the Samsung on Android 6.0. You know, some interesting differences here. You know, has Sony gone far enough to challenge the Samsung? We'll have to wait and see. I will reserve judgment as a Sony fanboy, but we will, you know, get them in and compare them against each other. Really looking forward to checking this new one out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the comparison here, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.